I got 3 appointments today. It's been a great start to the month. I got 2 for my client that I started with last week. So they're already, having a great start. A couple of them, they actually both have active needs. That client is in Tampa. And then I got another client who just went live today, their very first appointment with us. That one's huge. They need a lot of support. They're actively looking at making changes. And I've already heard back from the client. They're super excited to already be on the board. So things are going really well for February.
So got one today for my roofer out in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. It's with a property management company. Spoke with their maintenance director after speaking with their director of operations who directed me his way. They're looking at some repair work for their home office, so we're going to go out there, fingers crossed, later this week if weather permits, but should be a good meeting.
Got 2 appointments today, just secured one for my LA client. Got this guy on the phone. It's with a Baptist church. They are looking for an active need right now. It's for their administration building, so we're going to go out there and give them a re-roof estimate here in the next couple weeks. One I got earlier today in the morning was my first appointment for our new Orlando roofing client. It is with a university. They have multiple buildings that they're looking at re-roofs, so it should be a pretty good one for the next 2 weeks out there.
I got a couple great appointments with my client in Boston today. One is a nonprofit that I've been following up with, pretty well-established organization, about 40 employees in the local area. Have a long-term relationship with the local company, but kind of open to seeing, our tenure in the area, our experience working with nonprofits, and giving them kind of a side-by-side comparison of what we have to offer. So that should be a great one.
I got 4 appointments today. I got one for my Pennsylvania client, which was a really good one. Called up to the owner originally, and he hung up on me. And then he called the number back, thinking I was a trucker for a depot for his, and I told him no, just local roofing. And he said, you know what? I actually do have an issue that I would like to have a quote for. So it kind of turned out pretty serendipitously. It was a good meeting. So going to be going out next week to give him a quote for a portion of the roof, but he said it might turn out to being half the roof needs to be re-roofed anyway. So great opportunity. You never know. Even somebody slams the phone on you. Might be a good one. Got another one from my East Coast client, Virginia. I got a hold of the preventative maintenance director for the entire school district. And so we're going out at least to meet at one location, just to make an introduction, get a foot in the door, and give them an inspection there. I don't know if there's any active issues, that he even knows of, but it's been a while since I've gotten up on the roof. So just going to give them a courtesy check and probably find 1 or 2 things we can send them away. I got another appointment for my Oregon client, and got a hold of the head pastor of a church. It's both TPO and a shingle church, so it's kind of a hybrid, and we're going to go out and make an introduction, be a good resource for them, and again, same thing, haven't had their roof looked at for a while, so just going to give them a rundown and let them know what all we can offer for them. Got one last one for, I believe it's also my East Coast client, if I'm not mistaken, kind of an introductory level thing. They said they had repairs done throughout the last year, so it's not really a dire need, but they want to have a double check on it, and no contracts with that, so they just want to have a go-to roofer. So we might just step in and be their on-call roofer from moving forward. So either way, all good opportunities, and excited to see what comes up.
How are we looking so far this morning? No, Brennan's got one.
Brennan's the only one in the HQ with one.
Brennan!
What a killer, Brennan.
Here, see, pause that for a second. All right.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. What happened?
Accounting Atlanta. I called the main line. They are a work from home, mostly CFO company. It seems like a pretty decent sized group of them, but the partner I called the main line and it went to a partner that I had already researched, but didn't have his mobile. And he does the business development and sales for the company, so he does most of the operations work, and not as much like the accounting, CFO, CPA stuff. But I realized he's just as good to talk to, so I set up a meeting with him and sent him a due diligence. And I also left it open to him, like if he wanted to bring on the head partner as well, if he wanted to. So, yep, that's about it for Atlanta.
All right.
I also got an email over the weekend back from a guy that I talked to for about 14 minutes on Friday. It seemed pretty interested, so we're going to give him a call back later.
Nice. All right, yeah, you had some activity over the weekend, so cool. I know Nolan got a little late start, a little car trouble. Connor, what you been working on so far?
Tulsa HVAC.
Tulsa HVAC, how's that going?
Going through cleansing the stuff that's already in there, and then I plan on building a little bit this afternoon. Moving on to a different list.
How many records you got in there?
I'm on 62 of 63 of the
Nice.
records that aren't suspended.
All right. And then whose territory is that?
Jose's?
Oh!
Wow.
The first time.
You have embedded it in all of our minds. The Greek god. Zeus.
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 That's it, man. It's crazy. Let's go on to Nick now.
No, we're not skipping you.
My name's Jesus Olivo. I am
With a fresh cut.
going through. Yeah, I got it last week. Thanks
Yeah.
for noticing.
Yeah. I got one too. I know where I had on.
So I'm calling Oklahoma. Primarily, same thing, kind of cleansing it, going through it. So moving a little slower, just trying to get everything good so I can develop a good pipeline. So
Nick, how we doing this morning?
Talked to a couple decision makers. One was a lead weight that I spoke with earlier last month, and it's like, yeah, give me a call first week of February. Should be ready to talk then. Called him. He was like, oh, actually, you had already met with him.
What industry is this?
This is.
Oh, the Doug guy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's still going through his move. He was like, give me another month and I think I'll be ready to go. So we'll see. Maybe he's stringing us along. I'd rather just get a no if that's the case. And then I talked to one other guy that just said he's in the middle of a meeting. I called his cell phone, but told him who we are, what we do. He's like, yeah, can you call me? I'm in a meeting. Just call me this afternoon. So got a little post-it note here. Call him back 3:30 Eastern time. Other than that, just leaving some voicemails and trying to get some people on the horn.
Yeah. So I talked with you guys that are calling HVAC. You know, let's make sure that building your pipelines is so crucial, right? We're not going to have other people coming in and calling your stuff, messing up what you've done. But the cleansing aspect, as least fun as it is, that is where we're seeing majority of the deals come from. Braxton Gill had 3 deals last month, and I think almost all 3 of them were like freshly built, brand new contacts. I know SEMO had 6 deals or something like that. They were almost all first-time conversations with guys. Like I was telling Nick earlier, like when I started here, and when every rep started here, BBDR, you get 4 new pipelines, 4 brand new clients. You just have blank lists. Month 1 is always the hardest because you have to establish a pipeline so that it can then work for you. So that meaning, when you look at this list, yes, there may be some stuff in there. Cleansing is really great to do outside of dialing hours because then you can maximize your efficiency while you're calling. So if it's early, after work, lunch, weekends, whatever, like just get your pipelines to where they need to be. Figure out who those owners and C-levels are, get their LinkedIns, get their cells, get their emails, and qualify them. There's a spot, which I don't know if most of you know this, because we don't really look at it, but if you open up any contact record, if you go into competitive intelligence, there's a tab that says qualified status, and they almost all say unknown. If you know that it's a good fit, you can mark that as qualified or not qualified. And then you can suspend the ones that are not, mark them disqualified, and then have their reasoning. But let's get the pipelines for HVAC looking good, because right now we have almost a dozen HVAC companies. This is the part where every industry, when you get this many clients, it starts to explode, because now you have success stories, you have case studies, and you have credibility. So we're the office dialing for HVAC. It's not SEMO, it's not Maryville, it's right here. So if we're going to win and beat SEMO and Maryville, which a lot of them are part-timers, like, let's get after HVAC and let's go get some deals. And let's get 5 or 10 HVAC guys on this month and accounting, because these are the industries where you have an entire territory place to call. We don't have a ton of people like IT. So let's get after it, and let's get the right companies in every one of those pipelines, and let's really focus this month, if not already, cleansing your markets. So when you go into your territory, start with a couple markets and make sure they look immaculate. Kind of like Connor's doing. Go through every record, figure out the ones that are good, figure out the ones that are bad, get it set up, because then you'll never have to do it again. It's like a Band-Aid. Once you rip it off and you do it once, you don't have to do it again. Get the pipelines good, use follow-up dates, and make sure that we are calling guys when they're supposed to be called, and then literally the pipeline will start working for you, and we'll get some deals. We got probably another Google review that we should have from the HVAC company in Miami. I hear they're doing really well, and I've seen it go out. I've even talked to him before. He said he's going to do it. Might have another Google review from Ellis Mechanical from a recruiting side. And when you're talking to HVAC contractors, tell them we do sales and recruiting for mechanical contractors specifically. You throw both of those things in, that's going to get you a lot further with some of the guys that have had this plagued problem of we can't find people. Like Logan is busting his ass off and might have 2 or 3 people signed up with job offers for Ellis Mechanical in like the first 30 days of recruiting for them. And then that's going to turn into now we need work for those guys. So whether they want us to go call for appointments now or recruit for them now, let's just get some people signed up, because that could be 20, 30 grand that we'll make from that client in about 2 months. And then we'll just keep going. So that's how we'll hit our revenue target this year for 10 mil, is we get HVAC looking like that roofing map. And that's like the only way that it's going to happen, unless Brendan here becomes Mr. Immaculate and goes and gets 60 different accounting appointments that all close, and then he starts building out accounting for us. But we're already at a head start for HVAC, so let's focus on that. Not to say don't call pest control or janitorial or some of those stuff, but let's put the focus this month on HVAC. All right? That's all I got. Let's go have a good lunch.
Today I have been working on sending out the invoices for our clients that do ACH push or checks, so I've been working on creating those. And then I also went through and completed the offboarding checklist for our clients that ended their services last month, so I got all of them taken care of and reached out to and sent out their exported pipelines. And then this afternoon I have a kickoff call with one of our new accounting clients that signed on board last week. And then I will be doing my monthly invoice audits for the remainder of the day.
I had my one-on-one with Laura this morning. Just kind of went over some stuff that's in the pipeline for digital marketing, and then trying to schedule an onboarding meeting with one of our new IT clients. I think they're out of somewhere in California, and then getting social media out for clients.
So I'll be doing the quality control report this month, or for this month. And then I did social media for us, and then I also did it for my client. I'll be doing a Valentine's Day email marketing blast for my client, so more to come about that. I've been grading, doing my 10 out of 10s. I got a post out on last Thursday about Blake's proposal, the January 29th daily recap, and then on Friday I got out the post about National Fun at Work Day, and then the Blues versus the Florida Panthers.
I've been working on sending out the February calendar. I had my one-on-one with Laura, and working on all the new hire checklist that I've got.
Pretty much the same, sourcing a ton today. Pretty good news for RAS as a service. So Ellis Mechanical picked out a hire date for one of the people I've sent them, and they renew their contract and potentially are sending out another offer for another candidate today.
Just a typical Monday for me, doing social media for the week for all my clients, looking at a couple SEMrush reports, fixing anything that popped up over the weekend, and pretty much we'll be finishing out with social media the rest of the afternoon.
Welcome to February, everybody, right? I heard Puxtatani saw a shadow. 6 months. So anyway, supporting Angie in any way I can to get ready for February's meetings. The all-team update is February 13th, and the leadership team meeting is this Friday at 10:45. We've shifted our start time so that we can be more prompt at intermission that day. Working on a secondary payroll for January, just to get a couple of corrections made, updates, and working on HSA accounts is a never-ending opportunity, and that's it for right now.
I guess I just wrapped up that drive, so getting large videos uploaded and resumable progress. That way you can leave that page and do whatever you want in the CRM. So got that working, tested, and I guess after lunch going to work with Briggs on getting back on the email marketing, on getting some of those triggers activated for that. So that's my day today.
Yeah, my one-on-one with Laura this morning went good. I've been working on these employee cards, some more stats. So I got the all their one revenue calculated per frequency type. So that's should be wrapped up. And then yeah, back on email marketing with Glenn this afternoon.
got a good one today for my client out in Des Moines. It's with the VP over of all IT with an insurance agency. 700 users, multiple locations, all cloud-based. They're actually using us currently for our tech recycling, but wants to see what we can bring to the table as far as vendors and more co-managed solutions. Set it for next week via Teams, but it looks like it's going to be a really good one.
Set a pretty good appointment today for my IT client with a organization that supports secondary and middle school teachers.
Today, got 2 appointments for my client in Virginia Beach. One of them is an architectural firm, and then the other one was a nonprofit that is looking to do an RFP and is excited to speak with us. And then my third, I just got on the phone, spoke with the president, and then spoke with who she referred me to, set up a time. It's with a nonprofit, 16 users, for my client in South Dakota.
I set a banger for my St. Louis roofer today. It is with a elderly care facility that's sitting on 50 acres, over 350,000 square feet. They have 1 re-roof already approved. They're working on getting another one approved, so I'm really excited to see my client go out there and close it.
I got 3 today as well. We're going to be going out for my solar guys. 2 different metal fabrication companies. They're actually nationwide companies, so it could end up being a whole nationwide deal to have their facilities retrofitted with solar, both of those. And then I have an apartment complex we're going out for my pest control company. We're going to be doing preventative maintenance for them, pest control.
I got one for our IT partner in Pennsylvania. It was with a pretty sizable construction company. They're meeting next week to discuss what we can do for them. I'm pretty pumped up about it.
I got an appointment today for my roofer out in Minneapolis. It's with a manufacturing facility, and they haven't had the roof looked at in a while, so we're going to go out and meet with them next week, see if there's anything we can do for them.
I got 2 appointments today. Both of them were for my Phoenix HVAC client. The first one was a medical clinic. I spoke to the plant operations director, and he let me know that they have a maintenance contract in place, but it expires late spring. So he was looking to get an additional bid and compare with his current contractor. The second appointment I set was with a hotel resort, about 170,000 square foot. And they have a bunch of various preventative maintenance agreements for different parts of their system. And I spoke to the chief engineer, and he was interested in us seeing if we could combine all of their maintenance agreements into one all-inclusive maintenance agreement. That way they have one bill to pay and their whole entire system is taken care of.
I got a few appointments today for my client in Alabama. 2 of them are with a property manager. One property has some active issues that need a quote and repairs. One property is actively taking bids for some re-roofs. The last one is looking at some upcoming projects, most likely late this year, if not next year, also re-roof opportunity.